So in particular, there isn't a lot on China's South China Sea nationalism. Despite this being a very important issue to the region, China's East Asian neighbours are very much concerned with this issue, as well as becoming more and more of an issue of national identity inside China. And that's not a new phenomenon. My own thesis supervisor, 𝗱𝗃𝗃 wrote back in the 1990s of how elites in China sincerely believed in the South China Sea claims. As ridiculous as they look to many Southeast Asian countries, the infamous so-called cow's tongue, the Nine-Dash Line, it was sincerely believed in from at least well before, as Bill Hayton's research has shown, well before the founding of the People's Republic. It goes back to the Republic of China in the first half of the 20th century. More recent scholarly analyses of South China Sea nationalism have focused on a couple of really interesting sort of narrower phenomena, including, I enjoyed 𝗱𝗃𝗃𝗃's study of South China Sea poetry online that basically argued that the South China Sea claim is a site of fantasy for Chinese internet users. And this is how they experience this kind of fantasy that bridges the disconnect between many of the realities that they experience on the ground and the grandiose claims and narratives that the state puts forward. Another interesting and quite opposite, actually, study that's come out recently is Yan Huang's study of South China Sea tourism. And this is the opposite of fantasy, really, because this is where these are precisely the people, some of the only people in China who actually experience the contested South China Sea claim firsthand by going on these cruises. So that was very interesting, but again, leaves open that gap of where did this South China Sea nationalism come from, and how is it being varied? How is it varying over time? There's a lot of anecdotal evidence. Many people sort of take for granted the idea that nationalism has been rising on the South China Sea issue, but has it really? Can we get any empirical data to bear on that? If so, what are its causes? Is it the media? Is it the internet? Is it the state instrumentalizing it? And what are its effects? What are its effects on China's foreign policy? And what are its effects on the other side? But that's what I'm trying to get at in this research here.